Hi, my people. You guys know that every time I'm sitting here, I'm always excited to speak to you. And I bring you so many different people from across the globe where we have conversations across different things that are happening. Of course, you guys know my name is Leadership, and we are right here at Ameyaw Studio. I'm excited to tell you guys all about my guests for today. And before I let them introduce themselves and tell you all about why we are seated here today, let me just say something brief. So my guests, they are from Mavenheart, and I know that they are into mental health, family protection. They work with children, and they are an NGO that do a lot of amazing stuff out there. So I'm just going to allow them to tell you more about it. But let's just get right into it. Hi, how are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
great.
Doing well?
Thank you.
Doing well. How is the weather nowadays? How are you feeling the weather? Is it good?
I love it. It's a little colder than when I first arrived in Ghana, and this is easier for me.
This is easier. I can imagine when you first arrived, how hot the weather. It was difficult for you, right?
Yeah, it was a lot, but this is fine now.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Let me start from you. Could you please just tell us your name and the role you play in Mavenheart?
Yeah.
What's your role?
My name is Cornelius Kayode. I'm the Executive Director of Mavenheart Foundation. Mavenheart started over a decade ago, even before we officially got it registered as an organization. We actually got it registered in 2017 as an organization. So by November 9th, we'll be 8 years as an organization, 8 years old as an organization. Yeah, our work has just been really focused on children, and how we say it's empowering children and protecting families, because there's no way you're going to really empower children without protecting families. Yeah, family is the first unit for every child. They're the first social unit for every child, and without that enabling environment, no child can truly thrive.
Yeah.
So that's why we protect family as we empower children.
Wonderful. You mentioned that you were the executive director, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me come to Obroni. Have you been called Obroni since you've been here?
Every day.
So you know what Obroni means?
I know what it means. Yes. If I hear it on the street, I go, must be me.
Welcome to Ghana.
Thank you.
What's your name
My name is-
and your role you play in Mavenheart?
Yes, sure. My name is Sydney. I'm a psychology student. I'm from Canada, but I live in Germany.
Okay.
And I am part of the Thrive project for Mavenheart. So I'm one of the interns working with the project.
Okay, wonderful. And today we are going to talk about your event that is coming up, the event that is ongoing as of now. And we're also going to talk about mental health. Personally, I feel that mental health, especially, I don't know, in this part of our world, is something that is not spoken about enough. There need to be more conversations surrounding mental health of families, mental health of children, mental health of even we the adults, because it's quite difficult at times. So let's talk about the bit of mental health, Cornelius. How mental health is a whole part of Mavenhearts and what you guys do with it and about it.
Yeah, I think mental health is a core part of what we do. We call it the Thrive program, because what we actually want is to see our children thrive, is to see our people thrive. So we call it the Thrive program.
Thrive.
And actually understanding that there's this whole stigma around mental health. When you talk about mental health to people, they actually thinking, okay, are you trying to tell me that I'm insane or something? Yeah. So we understand that, and we understand that it is the lack of knowledge that's actually kind of like inspires that. But the moment you get to know, the fear for all of these kind of like falls away, and then you get to understand that no matter how healthy you are, it is actually important that we need to consistently check on our mental state.
Okay.
Because you meet a child that is like, it's not able to sit in one place, and you're like, okay, the child needs help. And then the child that is always quiet, also needs help. So you need to always look at every angle, because even within the time whereby you're kind of like really happy and all that, you also still need to check your mental state.
That's
that, okay, where am I not keeping boundaries? Where am I, all of those particular things. It's like consistent check within yourself, and it's really, really important. But here today, we are focused more on the child mental health. And the reason for child mental health, even though we know that a lot of the adults have a massive problem, depression, stuff like that. A lot of people, they don't even have names for these things. They don't know the names for them. That even their basic feelings, they have no full understanding of what emotions that they feel. They can't label those emotions. When you talk to grown-up Ghanaians, and talk about anxiety and talk about depression and talk about even anger.
Depression? You can't be depressed in Ghana. Why are you depressed? We don't get depressed in this country. That's what I'm saying. We don't talk about it enough.
Exactly.
If I, as a Ghanaian, say that I'm depressed, one, they're going to think you're just lazy. You don't want to do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, people are not going to be depressed. Hey.
So we need to create room for this kind of conversation where people can feel listened to, where people can be able to express how they feel, that they don't only express just anger, because a lot of things that people feel, they don't know how to express it, so they use anger as their only means of expressing the things, because they don't even have words to be able to use. If I ask you now as a Ghanaian that what is the word for depression in Twi, it's like
Well, you guys should let me know what the word for depression is down in the comment section. That's a good one.
Yeah. So and these are the things that we're looking at. But the reason why we are focused on children is tailored to this quote from Frederick Douglass. He says it is easier to build strong children than to fix broken adults. And we know that if we want to build a thriving society, we need to put in the work with the children, those that are the most vulnerable within our community, our society. We need to go down there and put in that particular work. And this work is not just the work for tomorrow. It is the work for 30 years.
Yeah.
Because they would be our future leaders. They would be 100% of our future. We need to start putting in that work right now.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
That's wonderful. So then let me come to you, right? With this whole thriving project and everything, you mentioned that you're an intern. I'm interested to know how this whole thing started for you, because I want to believe that it should be a passion, right? It's something that you're passionate about, so that you've got yourself to be part of this as an intern. I want to know how it all started and why it's so important to you.
Oh, that's a really good question. So I discovered Mavenheart through an email that was sent to my student administration with my university, putting out a call for anyone interested in the program. And I immediately, as I read through the description, I thought, yes, this is absolutely something that I'm interested in. This idea of being able to help kids thrive and help them grow and learn, I think, is incredibly important. Just like Cornelius said, they are the foundation of our society, and this aspect of education and being able to expand the vocabulary and the experiences of these kids to help them for their futures, I just think is incredibly important. And I just know from personal experience as well, even through my studies, the more I learn and the more I understand about myself, the more it helps me to interact peacefully with the world. And I think it's allowed me to have more peace with myself, and I want to be able to extend that to other people as well.
Okay.
So for that reason, I'm very passionate about it. And I think that the more we can learn about ourselves and about the people around us, the more we can support each other and just build a more peaceful world.
Okay. But still on you, with you guys said you have a project coming up very soon. You have a project coming up. Can you just tell us a bit more about that before I move to Cornelius to wrap it for me?
Absolutely, yes. So next week we have a set of workshops where we are going to be working with teachers and parents to discuss alternative discipline strategies rather than, we see a lot of use of the cane in classrooms within Ghana. And we want to be able to provide an opportunity for everyone to come together to talk about what the effects of that are, the long-term psychological effects, and then to not stop there, but to also then talk about alternatives and to give new solutions so that we can help teachers and parents, examine maybe more closely what the solutions are. Because, as we mentioned, kids are the foundation and they're our future, but they also, a big part of that is that they learn from the examples of the adults around them. It's so important that we are also more educated so we can provide more solid examples for them.
Absolutely.
So we want to start there and move more into non-violent discipline methods and be the strongest examples that we can for them. So we have these workshops to discuss these possibilities.
That's very interesting because yesterday I was just on social media and I came across an old video of Maya Angelou. I don't know. And then she was talking about the fact that as a society, whatever our children do or grow up to become, that's shame on us, the adults, because children do not just grow up to be, or children do not just come up with their own morals and stuff. We train them. They learn from the society. So if you see a child that is doing something the child shouldn't be doing, it means an adult did something that adult shouldn't do. So just like you guys are saying, that's very important. So the training of the children is very important, and that is in connection with the behaviors of the adults as well. The things we teach the children is what they end up becoming. So if you see a child out there that is not being straight or disciplined the way you want the child to be, then that's shame on you as an adult. It means that you didn't do something right. So coming to you, Cornelius, to wrap it up with me with the projects and the workshops that you guys are doing. Is it open for everybody? Is it free? Is it paid? Where is it? And how do we contact you?
Yeah, so I think just coming from the place that you dropped it, I feel like the aspect of raising children is a lot of pressure for a lot of parents, and I would first of all give kudos to parents because it's not an easy job.
Not.
Yeah, but the place we're coming from is if you want to become a doctor, an engineer, and any of this particular profession, we actually go to school to learn. But then the most important job that Heavenly Father has given to us, which is raising these beautiful children that we love, we leave it to chance. So it is we calling you. This is a clarion call for every parent. For every parent to come. Let's learn together. I like how the scripture says it, that come, let's reason together. So come, let's learn together. Let's find their ways. We've been doing this like on earth right now for over 6,000 years. The work of parenting has continued. We should be in a place where we do way better than our ancestors did, that our parents did. We shouldn't continue to pass these traumas. And that is one thing that we want to put an end to. So at the workshop that is happening on the 27th and 28th of this month, our goal is to be able to put these informations out, and we're inviting everyone. We're talking about parents, we're talking even people that are looking to have a child. Even you, if you're not looking to have a child someday, you are an uncle, you're an auntie, you're something to somebody in the society. Come out here and come join us. It's happening in Kasoa, totally free. Would even provide item 13. Just as yes, item 13 is available.
So my people, let's go there.
So we're investing so much in this, and we want everyone to partake of this. Come, let's reason together. I know that there's this particular scripture we always use that spare the rod and spoil the child. We need to be able to have a deeper understanding of that particular scripture and understand that we need to create a society where we build love within us and our children, that we don't continue to break that particular bond, that we need to be able to thrive on love, actually, not on fear, because our society has kind of like been so much on fear. That's what we call respect is not actually respect.
It's fear.
It's just fear. So,
fear.
and we need to do way better than that. We are in a world that we know so much. There's so much information out there. We just need to be able to take this information and make good use of them. So the real shame on us is when we then refuse to learn, refuse to put in, you know, the square pegs in the square holes and the round peg in the round hole. When we refuse to do what is needful, that's when it's shame on us. But as for every single person that is putting in the effort, that is willing to try, that is going to like put in the effort to stand up, get out of your comfort zone, and come join us in Kasoa, off town, Ameyaw, you are the heroes. The numbers to call if you want to join us is 050-5692-346 or 055-828-6263. You can also reach out to us on our social media platform. It's Mavenheart on every social media platform. Just Mavenheart, Mavenheart, Mavenheart. And Mavenheart, and how we say it, we say Odoakuma.
Odoakuma.
Yes.
That sounds so touching. That sounds comforting.
Yes.
But what time is it? What time is it happening?
So it's starting from 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, so we plan to have it just a 3-hour program each day, 27, 9 a.m. to 12, and the same thing, 28, 9 a.m. to 12.
Okay.
We presently have other program that is happening there within our facility. It's actually ongoing right now in partnership with Upcycle Ghana. We are teaching our women skills, you know, skills to become self-reliant. So it's happening today, the 20th, and it will continue until Friday.
Okay.
So if you find yourself interested in something like this, you want to learn how to like reuse your waste, take up like old clothes and like turn them into something amazing. Yes.
I think I'll be interested in that.
Also,
I'm always turning my clothes into different things and changing their styles. That's
Upcycle Ghana, they're doing really great. They have been a great partner to us, and we are excited for the things that they're doing.
Wonderful.
To support, you know, young people in the community.
I think that with the program for 27th and 28th, if it's not too late, because I know that the government of Ghana, especially the Ministry of Education, they were having conversations around teachers not using canes on students anymore. We're trying to find different ways as a country in our educational system to discipline the children in other ways rather than always using the cane as a medium of discipline. So I think that maybe from that angle, probably in your next project or something, you could partner with the Ministry of Education.
We would love to do that. We would love to do that.
Because I mean, it's in alignment.
Yes. We would love to do that. We've been trying to make different partnership, and right now we work with 8 different schools within the central region. We're actually building the first mental health center that is focused on child therapy within Asin Fosu. Yes, we are calling for the support in any way to help us make that a reality. We are almost done with the structure, but then we would still need So we're almost done with the structure, but then we would need support to equip the place to the best of standard for our children. Yes, I think this is big, really big for Ghana as a whole. And I am like super excited for the drastic change that we can really make in the life of our children. I can't wait to receive your support. Maybe not just like open to support in any way.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, let's just round wrap everything up. And I want you guys to touch a little bit on psychological health, how this thing affects children psychologically. So, for instance, the cane, you're talking, because you mentioned fear, that a lot of us end up being afraid. Out of that, they think that is discipline, or out of that, they think that is respect. So maybe we should just touch a bit on the psychological effects that some of these ways of discipline on children, or some of this training of children, like, can have on them in their growth and all that. Let me start with you with that.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. There are so many ways. It's really quite sad, of course, but also interesting just how wide-reaching it is. So the first thing that comes to mind for me is the quote that I read once about how the brain that is filled with shame cannot learn. And that also applies, fear and shame go hand in hand. And so from an educational perspective, when these kids are in school and trying to learn but have this constant threat over them of this physical punishment, it makes it hard to concentrate. It creates concentration problems. You have kids who will withdraw, and it can affect not only their education but also their social lives. And also it can affect their performance, because if a child cannot feel confident to make mistakes, they're not willing to make the risks and try to put themselves out there in situations where they might fail, but through failure we also learn the most, right? So it's important for us to feel safe in taking risks, because that's where the most learning happens. So without those aspects, and when you are just in a mode of self-preservation, which happens when we have this threat of physical violence, it actually decreases the opportunities for kids to learn as deeply as they could.
I think I agree with you. I mean, we should allow them to fail. As children, they can't just be perfect. Allow them to fail and learn from their mistakes, and then definitely you guide them through the right path, and then they would be whatever we want them to be. Cornelius, let me come with you to finish up with this.
Yeah, I think the biggest struggle with parenting here is the fact that we actually want them to be what we want them to be, instead of what they are meant to be, as in allowing them to be themselves. And that is, it's part of our own fear as parents, that we kind of puts on those fatigue on our children, which is sad. I happen to be a child that was raised here within Africa, in Nigeria to be precise, and I got every single bit of the beating at home, in school, outside school, and all of that, So and this, I've come to understand that it did not help me in any way. I just wrote a book. It's been published about 2 years now. It's called Familiar Stranger. And in this book, I talked about my childhood. And I never knew that I had a learning disability called ADHD until when I was 20. It's something I didn't even know that was a thing. Then I was about to have my first child, and that was when I was like, okay, I did not like the way my parents raised me. I'm not really even raising my child to chance. So I knew a lot of what not to do, but as I then put in the work to find what to actually do. And in trying to find was where I got to start finding things about myself. And in finding things about myself was where I got to realize that, man, you have ADHD. And my whole life I've been beating like crazily for just something that was a kind of a disability, but also a superpower. Because every single thing that they loved about me was as a result of the things that they did not like about me. And then I got to start understanding that if they knew, they would have been in a position to help me better. But because they did not know, they kept beating me and beating me and beating me. Now, my parents could stand up and say, oh, no, you turned out great. No, I didn't. I didn't turn out great. I could have been better, way better. But then I have to go back to work on myself. The time I was supposed to propel and move forward, I had to go back and start working and working, you know. And it took a lot of time.
And awareness.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't know you needed help, you wouldn't even actually think to go back.
So, and the thing here is, it's terrible because it's like you're doing 2 steps forward and 2 steps backward, and unconsciously you're still going to pass some other trauma to your child.
Definitely.
Now they have to then work on, and this is what we want to put an end to. That's why we are out here calling on parents, calling on caregivers, calling on educators to come. Let's work together and invest our time in understanding the things that we need to understand to make ourselves better so that we can be better for our children. And in this way, we get to really build a thriving nation.
Wow. I don't know if you are not pushed by this, or if you are a caregiver, a parent, or anyone that is taking care of children, and this is not pushing you to want to do the right thing or to want to change certain things to help your children, I don't know what else is going to push you the rest of the year. But this is from Mavenheart, and they are an NGO that do all this amazing stuff for children and with children. And we are calling on all of you to throw your support. We're calling on all the parents and everybody that is a caregiver to a child. Please, on 27th through to 28th, they will be at Kasoa and Asin Fosu, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so
Off town.
Yeah. Make sure you pass by 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Make sure you pass by and show your support, and let's learn a thing or two about our children and how to raise our children for a better society. My name is Alicia, and I did this with Susan. Sydney. I don't know why. I think I called you Susan earlier.
I can go by Susan.
She said she can go by Susan. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Sydney. So, and Cornelius. It's been a wonderful conversation, and I'm sure you enjoyed it. And thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Liz, thank you so much for coming. And like they said, you can reach out to them on the numbers they mentioned. We'll put the numbers on the screen as well, or check them out across all their social media platforms at Mavenheart. Okay, but it's not just Sydney and Cornelius. We also have other people here. You want to come into the camera and say hi? You want to